Welcome back. Well, actually, there's a lot of breaking news and developing stories happening today. And here's another one. SA Express has been liquidated. An order was granted in the South Gauteng High Court for final liquidation. The airline was placed under provisional liquidation back in 2020. No parties opposed the final order. And eNCA reporter Heidi Giokos joins us now to give us more details about this. Heidi, SA Express being liquidated, this is a huge blow to the aviation industry. Yet another airline that is going under.
Yes, certainly. Maseko, I must say this is rather a sad day. We do know that today was the day for the final liquidation order to be heard. The judge, of course, not having any parties opposing this particular order that was brought forward by the provisional liquidators, which means that nobody was basically trying to save this airline, which is, of course, a huge concern given the state of aviation in the country at the moment. And the fact that this airline has been in provisional liquidation since 2020. There have been many opportunities for any prospect buyer to come forward, but also the concern that the Department of Public Enterprises or government as a whole did not try and intervene and stop this final liquidation order from happening. This basically means that SA Express no longer exists. There are no prospects to save this airline. But I want to speak to the Dynamic People's Union, who have been here to basically respond to this. We are joined by Mashudu. Thank you so much, Mashudu, for your time. We do appreciate it. Mashudu Rapeta, who is the General Secretary. Thank you for your time. Tell us your response to the fact that this airline is now done with. It's finally liquidated.
Hi, Heidi, and the viewers out there. We are very much disappointed. Today marks the saddest day of all in the aviation sector. We were hoping that aviation sector will then grow much from leaps and bounds, but it is a situation which it's we regret that workers, those that had hope to come back to SA Express, would have come and work for this airline. We believe that government should have done better. We are very much disappointed that government didn't intervene up until to date, and the court order, the final court order, is granted. It's a sad day.
Do you not think that government should have opposed this, and perhaps you as a union to oppose this final order?
Yeah, government had the capacity to can even intervene, in the sense that they were supposed to oppose because they had money. Somebody with a war chest capital was supposed to come on board. As the union, we are still a newly formed trade union. We do not have financial resources to can save this. But had we have financial masses, we would have saved the situation. But it's very much a sad reality that is happening today.
Okay, just lastly, Mashudu, what does this mean for workers? Are you able to tell us what this means going forward for workers?
Devastating, disappointment, but again, it's mixed reaction because workers have been suffering. Workers wanted this closure for this so that they can tap into their monies. On the positive side is that they will definitely get what is owed to them, the little that they're going to get. But in the long term, it's a compounding unemployment rate furthermore to the aviation sector.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your insights. We do appreciate it. That's Mashudu Rapeta from Dynamic People's Union. He's the General Secretary. And Maseko, I must just allude to the fact that when the airline was placed under provisional liquidation back in 2020, the contract of over 600 workers at SA Express was immediately terminated. And this is why it became extremely difficult for workers to find any hope in this airline being saved. Millions of rands were needed to basically save this airline, and there was no prospect buyer. Workers did come together to try and save this airline and buy over the airline, but apparently, according to the provisional liquidators, they were not successful in this. So we will get a response from the provisional liquidators about this and what is the way forward, what happens now, because workers are considered as creditors, and how much will they be getting?
Right, Heidi Giokos with that report. I can imagine the stress they have, in fact, after finding out that the airline would be liquidated.